550 AM WAME, 92.9 W225BD, Statesville.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. It's not the first time they've done it. Texas House Democrats fleeing the state in order to block Republicans from voting on a congressional redistricting plan. Governor Greg Abbott says the Democrats are derelict in their duties, and if they don't return by a deadline this afternoon, they could face removal from office. This week, President Trump planning to announce a new head for the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Last week, he fired the agency's previous head. In Montana, the manhunt goes on. State Attorney General Knutson says they're looking for a suspect in last week's fatal shooting of 4 people in a bar in Anaconda, Montana. On Wall Street this morning, stocks have been rallying. Right now, the Dow is up 364 points, a gain of almost 1%. The Nasdaq 300 points higher. More details at srnnews.com.
Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. I've been thinking, why does it feel like losing weight is harder than ever before? With mixed messages, fad diets, the quick fix injections, even magic coffee. I mean, it's overwhelming. Most people are exhausted trying to fight a battle they cannot win. If you feel this way, trust me, you're not alone. I used to feel that way too. But let me tell you, it's not your fault. Your body is working against you, and the longer you wait, the harder it gets. Do what I did. I called PhD Weight Loss and Nutrition 3 years ago. I lost 53 pounds. I feel terrific, and I've kept the weight off. Make the phone call that can change your life the way it has changed mine. They won't let you fail. Call 855-696-2020. That's 855-696-2020 to schedule your consultation. The first 11 callers who mentioned the word healthy will get 2 free weeks added to their weight loss package. Call now, 855-696-2020. Mention the keyword healthy to get 2 free weeks, or visit them at myphdweightloss.com, myphdweightloss.com.
The following program is a paid advertisement and does not necessarily represent the views, opinions, or endorsements of Signal Hill Media Partners, its affiliate stations, or its advertisers. Welcome to Taking Care of NC, the program dedicated to exploring the issues, opportunities, and challenges shaping the great state of North Carolina. Join your host, Representative Jeff McNeely, as he delves into meaningful discussions about politics, community initiatives, and the people working to make a difference. Whether it's tackling local concerns, highlighting state achievements, or addressing pressing legislative matters, this show is your go-to source for understanding how North Carolina is growing and thriving. Stay tuned as we kick off another insightful episode of Taking Care of NC.
Good morning, North Carolina. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Man, it feels good outside compared to what it has been. I can actually breathe. So got a really good show today. Got a good friend of mine, a smart guy. He served with me in the legislature from down in Union County, Representative Dean Arp. I think Dean's on the line maybe, isn't he? Hey, Dean, are you there? Yep. Silence. Worst thing that can happen in radio. We thought we had him. So, hey, Dean, can you hear me? And we got some technical difficulty here. I don't know what's happening there. Yeah.
We'll drop him and try it again.
I'm going to text him here real quick and say, call back. Call back. Is he calling back? All right, let's see what we got now. Hey, Dean, are you there?
Hey, how you doing, Jeff?
All right. I love it when technology works. It's a lot better. We had some quiet time there for people to reflect and, gather their thoughts. So anyway, how you doing this morning, Dean?
Man, I'm great, man. I'm great.
All right.
You guys are good.
We're doing well. We are. Hey, tell us a little bit for my listeners. We cover close to Winston all the way to the Tennessee line. Who is Dean Arp? Tell me a little bit about Dean. What all are you? Who are you?
Well, Jeff's colleague of everything. I get the privilege of serving Union County in the North Carolina House District 69. I'm originally from Charlotte, born and raised, got family all up in Long Creek and in that area, born and raised in Charlotte, graduated from North Mecklenburg. I went on to the Citadel. So I got deep Charlotte roots and up in that area. all my friends went to Davidson College up there and everything. So got big roots in Mecklenburg and Charlotte and all that area. But went to the Citadel, graduated, and I'm a structural engineer. Love doing that. Worked on the school board for about 12 years in Union County before I went to the General Assembly up there, and been up there for, gosh, going on 13 years now, 14 years or something.
Time flies.
And,
Time flies.
No, it's when you're having fun, I'm gonna tell you.
I hear you. I hear you. Now, all right, married, got kids, got grandbabies, got it all.
We got Ani and Pawpaw camp this week.
Oh,
So we
boy.
got our grandbabies are up this last week before school starts back, and boy, I tell you what, that's a lot. That's what life's about, brother. I'm gonna tell you,
Well,
it's great.
Hadn't got there yet, but I got one married and one getting married. So maybe someday the Lord will bless me. I pray.
That's
He will.
right. That's right.
Anyway,
We just take them as they come. Yep.
well, and I know you don't like to talk about this much because you're kind of I don't want to say you're shy, but you're reserved and you don't want to brag. But folks, I'm gonna tell you what. I guess it's been about a month and a half now, maybe 2 months.
Yeah.
You were on your way to the General Assembly, and when Dean's not a legislator or a structural engineer, he's Superman.
No.
Because he actually saw. You explain a little bit about what happened, but he
Yep.
saved a woman's life.
Well, that was the Lord crossed our paths, and boy, that was just a God thing for sure. We were driving up to Raleigh, and I saw some smoke going over the trees, and as we were driving on by, I looked back, and there was smoke coming out the front door of this trailer, this mobile home, and I just didn't sit right. I said that seemed odd. At first I thought it was just somebody burning leaves, but when I saw it coming out the front door there, so I went on down the road a little bit, and that just kept bothering me. So I turned around, and my wife was with me, and long story short, there was a elderly lady in there, Miss Esther, 77 years old. She was trapped in the mobile home, and the home was on fire. And so I ran in there and pulled her. She had taken a blanket to try and put the fire out, and that blanket had gotten entangled in her wheelchair, and so she couldn't roll.
Oh crap!
And so Ann was on the phone trying to find the address, because we didn't know what the address was to call in the fire department, So she ran up to the mailbox, which I thought was brilliant. I didn't think about that. But so she ran up to the mailbox. I was in the truck trying to find the GPS coordinates, and I saw her lean forward and just move the door open just barely, and then it closed back on her. And I just knew somebody was in there from that movement. And I ran in there, and like I said, she was entangled in a wheelchair, and I was able to pull her out. My wife didn't see her. She was yelling, "Don't go in there! Don't go in there!" We didn't know what was going on, but of course she didn't see Miss Esther in there. But we got her out, and really the real story, Jeff, is so many people heard that story and stepped up,
Yeah.
and so many people put together the North Carolina Manufacturer Housing Association. All of them come together and got her a new house on there, and it was just amazing. So many people poured out their hearts across, and that's real North Carolina right there. That's the true story of God blessing people through the generosity of others and being His hands and feet. Really, that's really what it's about.
Well, it's so. You look at it and you look back in retrospect of what's the odds and how crazy, but and we saw this with the overrides the other day. God works all the
Yeah.
time. Sometimes we notice it and sometimes we don't. But your path, you and your wife, Miss Ann's path, and Miss Esther's crossed, not knowing each other, total strangers, but you were put in a place and a time, and
Yeah.
and God helped you get this done. and then the
Yeah.
blessings that come after it. And I mean,
Yeah.
if I don't make a grown man's eyes kind of water, then he just doesn't believe. And so it's just
Well,
blessings,
you
just
know,
blessings.
the real thing is that God cares about every little thing,
He does.
everything that's in your life. And I was blessed, and we got a great relationship with her family, her beautiful family, and we still keep in contact, and we still keep in touch, and they're just a wonderful, strong Christian family, and just God gets the glory in all of that.
Amen, brother.
For sure.
Amen. Amen. All right. Well, that's a great story. So I had to get you to tell that because I just think it's an awesome story. I can tell you about things, little odds and ends that happened in my life, but that's a story. That's a great one. So anyway, so bless you, brother.
Thank you, man.
We'll talk a little bit about the overrides, but mainly because we'll tell another little story that involved me and you. If you want to, you know what I'm talking about, that transportation deal. So, I was the mouthpiece for the transportation committee in the House presenting the omnibus bill. That's probably been a month ago now or more. I swear time flies around this joint, but about a month ago. And so, the omnibus bills, usually it's not very controversial. It's pretty much just, cut and dried. And so I'm up and I'm just kind of reading the highlights. And so everybody kind of votes for the omnibus transportation bill. It's a good thing, And so we called for the vote, and I saw it was like, I looked up on the board since I was presenting it. It was like 4 Democrats, and Dean voted no. And I thought, what the heck? And folks, let me know this. Dean and the Democrats usually don't vote together unless it's all of us. So I knew something was up. And so I immediately, after it's over with, and if you ever watch us on camera, we're walking around talking to each other all the time and this stuff. So I get up, I go over to Dean, and I said, Dean, what's going on? Why'd you vote no? He goes, you read something. It didn't sound right. I didn't like it. Something's up here. And now we voted to pass this thing, y'all. But it hadn't left the chamber yet by a special messenger, which is usually this little old lady that's in her 70s, comes and gets it, takes it back and forth. But anyway, so and the part that he didn't like to hear, I had read over and over and over again because I had heard a rumor that the Senate was kind of up to something, but I could not piece it together with the way they had written. And you got to admit, they were pretty clever, Dean. They were pretty clever. But
It was,
tell your side of it. Tell what you heard and what you know.
So what I saw was basically they ran a provision that would have used the toll road proceeds or the revenue, the money that comes in from a toll road, to be used in other counties for funding DMV project. And where I'm at in Union County, we have a Monroe bypass, and we're paying tolls on that thing. And the tolls come off after we pay it off in 30 years or whatever. And but it is doing really well, and the DMV and other people have been wanting to take the tolls from that project and spend it in other counties on roads, and that's like taxing Union County just specifically. I mean, and being used in other things. And the way they did it, it was pretty little. I wouldn't say devious or anything. It was just
oh, come on now, contiguous. Contiguous was the word that I didn't understand. Evidently, I didn't catch it. So.
I mean, it's just trying to be vigilant, everything, and just fight for the people you represent, and so I was very thankful the speaker, called that back. We revoted on it and amended that piece out of it, because I just think it's wrong to, somebody pays tolls in one county for a road, and the money bleeds off and goes to build roads in another part of the state.
Well,
So
there's a bridge that wants to be built down at Wilmington, and they keep wanting us to give them $1 billion for it, and we keep telling them get it out of your district money, which will take them a long time. And and so we told them, and said, well, you just need to toll it. And I think this was his, stick it up, where. I will toll it, but I'm gonna use your money. And so they put the word contiguous in there, which means he's part of. If they do toll it, they're part of the North Carolina toll authority. I'm not using the right word, but anyway,
right.
And they're all hooked together, and there you go. And contiguous means that any project. And so next thing we had about 4 lawyers up there read that thing over and over again. And they finally come to the conclusion, and we revoted it, took that out, and then passed it and sent it over. And there was one guy over there that was a little PO'd in the Senate over that. He's still a little PO'd over that. And I don't know. He'll get over it, but it might take a while. But anyway,
my job is to not upset anybody, but really have good policy, and I didn't think that was good policy.
Well, it was not good policy, and I'm glad you called it or figured it out or whatever. Because, like I said, I'm not a lawyer. I'm in the feed business, but it seems like down there it would be handy if I would have took a few pre-law courses or something. But
well, you get one being all the stuff that we deal with down there. You end up about getting one, I think.
Well, I speak lawyerese kinda. I need to get more fluent in it, but anyway. But hey, let's talk about Senate Bill 266, which we're gonna call it the Duke Energy Bill for something else. And folks, I have talked a lot about this. This is the one where we're kind of walking back some of the green initiatives, moving some timelines out, doing away with some completely for Duke Energy, trying to hit their carbon credits or carbon emissions. And this bill kind of walked that away. And you'll hear the left say that this bill is going to cost North Carolina, hundreds of billions of dollars in damage that it's going to do. But tell us a little bit about Senate Bill 266, because that's kind of your baby. You work on a lot of the power and energy stuff.
Yeah, being chair, being one of the co-chairs of the Energy Committee, of course, all of these run through our committee there. And the name of the bill is called the Power Bill Reduction Act, and that's exactly what it's intended to do. Several years ago, we passed the House Bill 951, which said we would be carbon neutral by 2050, and they had an interim target of a 70% reduction in the carbon emissions by 2034. Well, what had happened was we put in the law that they could modify those dates if they needed to, and when they moved that interim date, the 2034 date, just a few years, 4 years, it ended up saving billions of dollars on the electric bill. And we thought, well, gosh, if it did that by just delaying it 4 years, what about if we keep the 2050 carbon reduction goals, but eliminate the interim goal? Because the idea is that somehow, this interim goal is linear, but the problem is the green energy mandates are costing ratepayers a lot more money. And so we, in this bill, did two things. We took out that interim goal, 2034, by the year 2034. We took out the interim goal, and we saved ratepayers over $13 billion by doing that. And it's significant. Now, our state's growing, and we're having to build new resources, new electricity resources, and so forth.